Yo, what's up? This is your boy, LiLSilver, streaming once again. I'll be starting the stream real soon, so bear with me. Yep. See? Testing. Okay. Let's get it. It's your boy, the one and only LiLSilver. And, I'm here to talk about Impact Wrestling and what they need to be approved. Now, I'm gonna go with some news, and y'all can look this up. Giselle Shaw has come out that she is transgender in Impact Wrestling. Now, hopefully, this does not affect her career, and the fans will embrace this because she is very talented. So it doesn't matter what her gender is. I believe that the Impact fans will accept it because she's talented, she's beautiful. I don't care what you are, as long as you are entertaining and you're doing what is best for Impact Wrestling and helping them grow as a promotion. Um, so let's get into this. Another thing that brought me in my attention. Um, Brace for Impact. Let's see. I'm trying to. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Okay. Now, I am subscribed to Fight Game Media, and it's another podcast that covers Impact Wrestling. And these two guys, JD and Mike Gilbert of Brace for Impact podcast on the Fight Game Media, and y'all could type in Fight Game Media and subscribe to their channel because they would bring you any wrestling uh, update or whatever of any promotion that you may like. And they talked about Impact and MLW merging, and I'm like, okay, I just let y'all hear what they said.
All right, Patreon. We got a lot of news here, man. And the well, this isn't really news, but yeah, it kind of is. So MLW and Impact seem to be working together right now.
Mhm.
They seem to have some type of working relationship. It's very new. Obviously, at Slammiversary, Davey Richards showed up, and then afterwards, after the pay-per-view was over, Sean Ross Sapp went on to Fightful Select and said that there's
And what they said, he Davey Richards, he used to be in WWE, and he was part of the new faction with the Heart Found of like a Heart Foundation 2.0, but I wasn't really into that back then, and yeah.
something to that we could be seeing more of this in the future. Well, it just dropped, so this is a spoiler. So please, spoiler for the Battle Riot show. Sammy Callahan shows up at Battle Riot, which is very interesting because Sammy Callahan was once fired by MLW for trashing one of the venues that they were working at
I
in
believe
Milwaukee.
Cicero Stadium.
Yeah, it was I think it was
Oh, it was
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
I did not know that Sammy Callahan worked for like this, I guess, indie promotion because Impact Wrestling is a major company, you know. And in my view, I don't think that Impact Wrestling needs to work with any companies, well, any indie companies except for New Japan Pro Wrestling, which New Japan Pro Wrestling is on Access TV, and Access TV is owned by Anthem, who owns Impact Wrestling. And that's the only people that they should work with. They should not work with AEW. They should not work with MLW. I don't care because these other promotions, like it or not, they're using Impact Wrestling to rise to the top because they know the history of Impact Wrestling, forming TNA Impact, and they see like they're working with a company that's been around for 20 years now and gonna continue to be around. So Impact Wrestling needs to just work on their own. They just only need to work with New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's it. They don't need to work with no other promotion because it's really not benefiting the guys because I don't know what kind of deal they agree like every time a top Impact talent shows up, they look like trash. They end up losing the match like AEW. W Morrissey, I know he probably was out the door. That's probably why they sent him over there to lose. But still, I don't care if he was out the door. They should have made him look strong, like when he be wrestling on Impact every Thursday or at pay per view. Don't make him look weak. And Deon Purrazzo is still with the company, and they made her look weak. So that makes Impact Wrestling look weak. Impact Wrestling, like I said, is a $1 billion company, and they need to start acting like one. They need to take no for answer. I don't know what kind of deal Tony Khan. I'm not. I'm just speculating. Scott Demore needs to be more aggressive, and he's need to say to Tony Khan, "I'm not gonna jeopardize my talent, my top stars, of losing to your AEW stars. Why don't your AEW stars lose?" And if Tony Khan says, "No, that's not gonna fly," out the door. Impact did it on their own for 20 years. And They don't need no AEW. Before it was AEW, they did it on their own and they rose to the top and they made history. It was just WWE as a major promotion and TNA Impact. There wasn't no AEW. AEW is still new. AEW came around in the fall of 2019. So they've been around for like 2 years, going on three. This will be their third year this fall. So I don't want to hear no crap about Impact Wrestling working, but I'm gonna listen to what they all have to say about this so-called trying to work with Impact Wrestling.
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
okay. I thought it was in Chicago. Okay.
It was one of those plays, but he had a hardcore match. Was it with Mance Warner?
Mance Warner.
Yeah, it was with old Manser. He had a hardcore match with Manser, and then he destroyed the place, and they got fined or something like that. So he ended up getting shit canned by Court Bauer, and he wasn't allowed back. But he showed up as a representative of Impact Wrestling on MLW Battle Riot. So before I hit you with an idea, what do you think about this new working relationship with MLW and Impact?
I don't know. I'll say this. I think some of the best relationships are when people need something from someone else and like it's mutual, right? Like I think the AEW Impact relationship, AEW is in a much stronger position, right,
Yeah.
than Impact. I think these two companies find themselves on more equal footing. I think we at Impact have a better structural system, better television network, uh, a little bit more stability. Whereas MLW, say what you want about Court, he's a hustler, right? He makes
Yeah.
a bunch of like really small time deals, but he makes a bunch of deals. And one thing MLW has over Impact is they're way better at selling tickets.
Yes.
You know,
That's what I wanted to get at.
yeah.
Because I'm like, what?
Now they made a key point. MLW, even though they're an indie promotion and they have no TV deal, no major TV deal that I know of anyway, they are good at making ticket sales. Now, for Impact Wrestling to make good ticket sales like they used to and get into back into big arenas, like when Anthem first took over um, Impact, the arena was good. They had a professional announce table. I could put it up right now and and let y'all see what I am talking about because see I mean Anthem. I don't know why did they take them out of that of them arenas when they first acquired them in 2017. I'll show another video, a different one. This won't be the same video, but it's gonna be a different one. This is when Bobby Lashley was, I guess, still over there in the company. Um, mm, let's see. I show Bruce Pitcher. Now he's pretty
Hey,
famous.
folks, I just want to say tonight is going to be a very
And let me switch it to yes.
special night.
See how the
tonight
arena
actually
looks.
be the,
And this
the
is
night
when
I knock your
Anthem
ass out.
first purchased Impact Wrestling.
No. Here's what's going to happen.
They evidently
What are you going to do? You know what?
evidently they had some good ticket sales. I mean, a ticket promoter back then. I don't know who the ticket promoter was. I don't know if Bruce Pritchard had something to do with it or not. But the crowd looks good, and this whole setup looks great. They had a professional announce table, professional chairs. They didn't have no folding chairs like they are in, like NXT when NXT first had started off. Not the competition, but when they was like doing like the wrestling thing, and it was in a small arena, you know. They look like them now, but this, they look like a professional, real billion-dollar company. And for the love of all that's right, I don't know why Anthem changed. But you know, I let you.
Gonna walk out of here, man. You are walking us right to walk out. You notice how nobody stopped you? Nobody stopped you from walking out of here. Nobody.
Right now, stop! In the ring! Let's go! In the ring!
Get in the ring. Go, Josh. Look what you've done now. Go ahead.
Hey! Both of you in the ring now!
Okay, this was probably during the Pop TV era, like back in 2017 when Anthem Sports Entertainment first bought Impact Wrestling, and I think Bruce Pitcher was some type of general manager on TV, general manager over the company. That's why they brought him in, but it worked. I mean, you know, so they may need to bring someone famous and then put them. Like I said, they need to go back to when Anthem Sports Entertainment first bought them, give them a regular announce table, put them back in that big arena again, you know, do some good, you know, make it like more light. You could see all the fans in the audience. It's not dark, it's more light. And
You've really done it now, you
and the
idiot.
brew works.
Should I bring my microphone?
Eliminate the red. Because I think I know what Impact is trying to be like. They're trying to be like Raw. Well, Raw don't even got that much red no more. Okay? Impact needs to go back to that color. The brew, the white mixed in, and the lettuce, and the black. You know, that's it. They don't need to be trying to be like Raw. Raw doesn't even have that much red no more. They don't even, you know, I mean, Raw is known for a red color, but that's Raw. This is Impact Wrestling. I understand in TNA they had a little bit of the red, you know, but when they changed to this color, it looked much better. It made it much crisp, and it was easy to see.
Yeah, bring your little microphone. Let's go. Sick
And
of it.
bring back the six-sided ring, most
Bruce,
importantly,
I
because
have all the respect for you in the world.
and like I said before in the last video, bring that six-sided ring back because that is what makes Impact stand out. People wonder, always ask this question that covers Impact on podcasts. What can define Impact Wrestling? Or what can they do to define themselves? Bring that six-sided ring back. That's it. It's different. It's unique. And it's what made them before. Bring that six-sided ring back. They don't need no regular ring. Change the camera angle like they used to have it. Don't have it facing the entrance, because that's whack. Just change it regular.
I have all the respect for you in the world, all right? But you want to compare this guy to Jim Ross? You can't compare this guy to Bob Ross, let alone Jim Ross.
Yeah, I saw you write that down 5 minutes ago. Bruce, I'm sorry I said I hoped you were dead.
Oh, jeez.
Now, Josh Matthews back then was a heel, and they was trying to do a storyline where they was trying to see. They got this from when Michael Cole had turned heel that one time, and him and the King was going back and forth. That was back in 2011, before that WrestleMania when they, I guess, fought each other. That was in 2011, yeah. And that's what Josh Matthews is acting like Michael Cole, and JB is, I guess, acting like the King. But how Impact did it, it was somewhat interesting, you know. But yeah.
Guys, we are sick of it.
It's him.
We are sick of it. The bickering, the fighting. Sick of it. Had enough.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you 100%, Bruce.
Why aren't you wearing a suit and a tie like a professional?
Shut the hell up, both of you. All right? Hey, you think you're the best? You think you know it all? You've got all the answers. You're the best, right? You think you're the best. You got all the answers. You got every comeback there is. You're the best. You know everything there is to know. Yeah. Uh-huh. I'll tell you what. Let's find out. Let's find out right here in this ring. Keep your damn jacket on. Put your damn jacket on. I tell you what we're going to do. We'll find out. What we're going to do is, how about, Jeremy, you pick a team, and Josh, you pick a team. And we'll let you pick here tonight, okay? And next week, Josh's team faces Jeremy's team. And once and for all, we'll find out who really knows what the hell they're talking about out here. All right? And we'll put an end to this once.
Note this. Look at the symbol. Owned by Anthem Sports Entertainment. This whole arena, the 6-sided ring, perfect. They look like a billion-dollar company, like they are. It's not dark in the audience. You can see all the people having fun. You got the kids in the audience. Go back to that. Go back to the brack. You don't need no red ropes. You're not Raw. Okay? So they need to stop trying to be like Raw, because I think they use the red because they're trying to be like Monday Night Raw. You can't compete with Monday Night Raw. They tried that back in 2010. Never again. It was a failure. They tried to compete with them on Monday Night Raw. At one time, they went back to Thursday night. Couldn't do it. Just be yourself. Anthem Sports Entertainment. Any Impact fan listening, watching this, share this far and wide on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe to my page. Hit the notification bell and like. This is just a YouTube gamer just giving my thoughts about how Impact Wrestling can improve things. I mostly be streaming different video games, which is on my channel. I got Detroit Becomes Human, Beyond Two Souls, The Walking Dead, all 4 seasons. But getting back to what I said, they was representing Anthem was representing themselves back then when it was on the Pop TV era. So it's good that the Impact has a station that they actually did something that no other wrestling company did. They only own cable network, which is Access TV. They should just kept it the way it is. When you move from a station, they moved from Destination America. They kept the same setup. They didn't change it. Anthem. Give Impact lots of money. Like you did when you first bought them. You kept everything. I don't know when you first bought them. I don't know what the deal was when you first bought the company from Dixie Carter. Because Joe Jarrett had left on, I guess, bad terms. Because I guess he didn't like the way that Anthem was turning his company into. There's some bad blood between Anthem and him. But, like I said, I don't know what kind of deal they had. Back then, they bought them in 2017, so I don't know why they started changing them over the years. After 2017, 2018, it was still the same. 2019, they started changing and making stuff dark, and then 2020, there was the pandemic. I understand that. But still, get back to what you once was. You looked like a billion-dollar company back then. Hire JB back. Hire D'Angelo Nanello back if you can. That was a good announce team. You had three announce people, just like SmackDown, just like Raw, and JB, Josh Matthews, D'Angelo Nanello. They were great together. I'm not saying that the current announce team is good, but maybe you could switch it up instead of having um, the lady that does the backstage interviews. You don't have to get rid of them as an announcers. You can have them interview people backstage, like the Drama King and the other dude that used to be commentary for WWE. Have him interviewing some people sometime. You know, because I think WWE sometimes they use one person, sometimes they use different announcers backstage. Do that. Just act like a billion-dollar company again.
And for all, may the better man win.
I mean, when I say, I mean not act like a, but be like a billion-dollar company like you once was, because you are a billion-dollar company. People think you're broke. Anthem Sports Entertainment is not broke. Impact ain't broke. Anthem Sports Entertainment need to show people that again, like they did in 2017 when they first acquired the company. That's all I'm saying.
Gratefully.
Bruce, for him to have four people to pick, he would actually have to have four friends here, which he does not have.
Okay, talking's over. Enough, guys.
I got
Your
dibs on
choice-
first pick.
Hang on.
Maybe you and your wife.
Anybody you get a
Me
pick.
and my wife would be able to
Anybody
beat
from
your
the
ass
Impact
right
roster.
now.
Oh, okay, you and your wife's gonna walk out of here again? Like for the
Knock it
fifth
off.
time?
Shake
Yeah, maybe we
hands.
will walk out of here,
Shake
JB.
hands.
Shake hands.
Shake hands. Right now, let's go.
Oh, good luck with that, Bruce.
Shake his hand, Josh.
This was
Shake to be a
something
man.
back then, that's for sure.
Well, folks, there you have it. It has reached the boiling point between Jeremy Borash and Josh Matthews. But still to come tonight, we have last man standing
I
between
like
Davey Rich
this.
and
It was, and I'm gonna get back to these guys what they was talking about.
What does Impact get out of this? Well, Court Bauer can sling tickets. He knows how to penetrate the local markets. He knows how to find stars that will sell tickets in those markets, and he'll bring them in.
He's really good at doing too. He's really good at making news and knowing how to get people talking about him. I mean, like I dog on MLW all the time because it's kind of a gimmick.
Yeah.
But Court's really good about getting people to talk about his product. So
Yeah.
I do.
See, another Kate Dana just said, MLW, the owner of MLW, can get people talking about the promotion, the company, and that's just an indie company. Impact Wrestling is a major company owned by $1 billion corporation. That's Anthem Sports Entertainment. When they was on Pop TV and Destination America, Impact had a lot of people talking. I guess because back then they had more people, but they got good people. They got good, talented people now. Like I said before, I understand the 6-month contract, the short-term deals. They want to see how people do, but give people what they want, and they don't have to ask for releases. Like Lady Foss, news broke today that she has asked for a release. She thanks Scott D'Amore. She thanks the Impact family and the company for being there. And I think she was out with for injury. That's why she hadn't been seen or whatever. But I guess Impact Wrestling or Anthem, I don't know what. I'm just speculating. I don't know what was going on with her in the company, but maybe they wasn't treating her right or wasn't moving her to the top to be a top star. Because, in my view, that's kind of a loss for Impact, and she could have been like the next Charlotte Flair because she kind of favors Charlotte. Impact Wrestling had the next Charlotte Flair in their company, and for some reason she asked for a release because she wasn't happy. And Impact Wrestling needs to start making their talent happy, or else it's gonna be more talent, top talent like her, asking for the release. But here's that's a loss for Impact, but it's another win. Because Big Swole, who used to be in AEW, is interested in working for Impact Wrestling. So they're losing a knockout, but they're gaining Big Swole. I guess not to replace it because no talent can ever be replaced because every talent individually is creative and does their own thing. But Big Swole is a win too. So like I said, Anthem Sports Entertainment, get back to what you once was in 2017. Promote your product, run commercials, get your name back out there. You've been in the business for 20 years. It used to be TNA Impact before Impact Wrestling.
You think this is a good move for Epic? You proposed something. I think I'm not sure it was on your Twitter or in our group
I
about
think it
them
was in our
just
chat.
just merging all together. Whereas because Court's always looking for money, and they're always. I think Court. I haven't loved the last year plus with MLW, but I do think Court's a better booker than what
Yeah.
we've got currently.
Well, so my idea was, and I'm going to put this out to the Brace for Impact Nation, to the faithful out there. My idea is that the two companies should merge because I think, and this is not going to happen, by the way, but this is just
Probably
me.
not.
No, I already talked about that. I already explained my reason why Impact Wrestling should not merge with no other promotion, let alone an indie promotion. It's a bad idea. No. Impact Wrestling has been in the business for 20 years. They have did it on their own without merging with another company. When at the time when people thought that Impact Wrestling was dead and gone and that they was gonna go out of business before RH, Ring of Honor, people doubted Impact. They did this on their own. They stayed afloat. They had a loyal fan base. In Mexico, when they went over to Mexico in I think it was what 2020 or 2019 when Tennille Dashwood showed up and debuted in Impact Wrestling, that crowd was big. They was in a big arena, and people loved Impact. I mean, they don't have to merge with no other company. No, I, if they do merge, Impact Wrestling would just have MLW as a developmental because they're a major promotion. But then Gut Check would have to disappear, which Gut Check is not really doing nothing anyway for Impact Wrestling because every time a person wins that developmental um, Gut Check, they don't get called up to the main roster. Like if NXT, you doing good at NXT, they'll call some stars up to Raw or SmackDown. Now, if Impact Wrestling does decide to merge, they should just make MLW a developmental, and then when people is at a top tier level, call them up to the main roster of Impact Wrestling to be on the Thursday night show.
Spitballing an idea. I think that they are better together than they are separately. Look, they're using some of the same talent. Taya Valkyrie goes back and forth and stuff like that. They work a lot of the same venues, and when they do them separately, they end up hurting each other. Now, Impact, like we said, their strengths, they have the exposure, and they have the billion-dollar backers, and they have the network, and they have all that stuff. But where they lack is creative, they lack in marketing, and they lack in live event strategy, right? So where they have the better, way better production, they have a better announce crew, they have a better roster, I would say. But MLW, they are much better at slinging tickets, at marketing, at strategies and stuff like that. I think that if they were just to combine forces, right, and you have Scott Demore as EVP over here, and Court Bauer EVP of of live event marketing and creative, and then Scott Demore business strategies. And
Now they had a good idea. I mean, that could work, but if they don't decide, I believe in my view, they need to bring it to somebody that's good with marketing and that's gonna sell Impact Wrestling tickets like they used to, so they can get back to big arenas. Like when Anthem Sports Entertainment first bought them, and I just showed the Crips, get back to arenas like that and bring back the six-sided ring because that's what defines Impact Wrestling was that ring. It made them stand out. They don't need to forget the square circle. They don't get rid of that. They don't need to act like AEW, act like WWE, be Impact again. That six-sided ring defined Impact Wrestling. It defined them. And the new talent that's in Impact Wrestling today, they don't know what it's like to be in a six-sided ring. A few familiar faces do, but yes, see Tasha Steelz in a six-sided ring, what she can do, because she is very talented. Yes, see what uh, what Tennille Dashwood can do in the six-sided ring, what Mia Yim can do in the six-sided ring. Well, I think Mia Yim was, she was, I think, in the six-sided ring before they took it away. But others that haven't been in the six-sided ring that's on the Sammy Callahan. He doesn't know what it's like to be in a six-sided ring. I don't think he only knows the square circle like WWE and AEW. Let those new faces know what it's like to be in the six-sided ring. We already know what Moose can do inside of the six-sided ring. Bring that back. Now, um, I wouldn't bring Dixie Carter back. I mean, Dixie Carter did show up as from anniversary, but I wouldn't. I mean, some people blame her for the way TNA Impact fell. I don't think she would want to do it, but they would need somebody that's gonna move some ticket sales. Now, if they use the dude that's created EVP over MLW, working with Scott Demore to move some Impact Wrestling tickets, that can work. But I was trying to think of somebody else that could do it. Um, I don't know. Maybe the former commentator JB. I don't know. Um, just type in the comments of who you would like to see. Should it be Dixie Carter? You know, in charge of the Impact Wrestling talent to move some ticket sales, because I mean, like her light. Um, she did move some ticket sales, and she did put a lot of butts in them seats and had them in big arenas like WWE. You know, maybe she could be in that category. She don't have to be over the company or be no president. She could just be in that category, and she could probably move some ticket sales. But I'm gonna get back to what they talking about.
talent relations and stuff like that, and they can kind of come together with some of the ideas. I think the two companies coming together would be much stronger than them just staying apart, because I think staying apart they end up just hurting each other. And you could bring over MLW Fusion onto one of the Anthem properties, and then and expose it to a bigger audience. I don't see why you couldn't do something like that. So that was my idea. I don't know if you bring NWA into that deal or not, but those two companies specifically, I was thinking would just be better if they were just.
Now, I say something. I wouldn't think if we should bring NWA into this, and the answer is no. I respect the fact that NWA did help TNA Impact branch out back in 2002. They let them use their arenas. They let them use their championships until they create their own championships and they got bigger and bigger and they branched out. But right now, NWA is not really, I mean, it's legendary company. It's not how it used to be no more. And I'm surprised that they're still standing afloat. But it's loyal fans to NWA, just like it's loyal fans to Impact Wrestling. Now, Impact Wrestling is doing a lot better than NWA. I think NWA doesn't even make that much viewership, while Impact Wrestling still making 100,000 viewership. They still doing like Impact Wrestling is still up here and NWA is still down here. Now people would say Impact is down here and other promotions is up there, but in order for Impact Wrestling to get on the level playing field with the other promotions in the AEW and WWE again, they need to go back to what they was when Anthem Sports Entertainment bought them back in 2017. Give them a regular announce table. Bring back the six-sided ring. Change the color. Get rid of red. Change it back to blue and black. Light up the crowd again. Stop putting them in the dark. You own your own cable network station, Impact. Be the billion-dollar company you can be. Because I know you can. I seen it back in 2017.
The same.
You know, I don't think it would hurt Access to be a combat sports channel, right? Because they do a lot of MMA. It wouldn't. I don't. As long as they wanted it. Remember, like the idea of the Destination America when they had Impact and Ring of Honor back to back. Like I was, as a fan, I loved it. Right. Unfortunately, Ring of Honor just gave them their Sinclair show, and it really didn't. It didn't last more than a month, I don't think. But I
No.
mean, if we could try to, like the old Penasino block, do that basically Thursday nights, because if you could have MLW, Impact, New Japan, I think you have something that hardcore wrestling fans would watch. And I'll be honest with you, MLW's TV ratings are really bad. So if you, because again, their biggest match ever was last year, and it was bad. Like it was a really bad rating, and it's what's
Yeah,
going to hurt them in their lawsuit.
they lost over 60% of the viewership of their lead-in program, which is really bad.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
I almost forgot. MLW was being sued, and MLW is an indie promotion. Yeah, that's true. Um, I mean, if Impact does decide to take on MLW, like I said before, they should just have them as a developmental company inside of Impact Wrestling. You know, maybe have a second. That could be like their second show. They could like have, I guess, MLW come on Saturday nights at 8/7 Central, because basically the whole week is taken by wrestling. You got Monday Night Raw, you got Tuesday night NXT, you got Wednesday night AEW, you got Thursday night Impact Wrestling, which they got the whole day to themselves. Then they got Friday night SmackDown and AEW Rampage. So they would probably either, if they do take on Impact, do take on MLW, put them as a developmental company. Have them come on Saturdays or maybe Sundays when everybody's at home, and that could probably boost their viewership. But you know, if Impact does acquire MLW or buys them, like Anthem buys MLW, put them in a developmental company. Let them come on the weekends, Saturday or Sunday. But yeah, Impact Wrestling is a major company, and they need to start acting like a billion-dollar company that they are. Cause I've seen they look when Anthem Sports Entertainment, like I said, first bought them, it looked real good in 2017. Then seems like after a while, 2018. Then 2019, they start making the fans all dark, and the arena start getting small, and I don't know what the heck happened then. But they need to get back to what they was when they first bought Impact.
Yeah. I think they could do about the same as what New Japan is doing on Access. New Japan's kind of they have the bigger stars, but they're a colder product on television, at least. Like live event, they're not cold at all. They're actually doing pretty good, but on television, it's kind of cold. So they're losing a lot of the audience that Impact has. But
I think
I think MLW could probably do around the same.
Well, I think the difference is the New Japan show we get is a rerun by the time anyone who cares
Yeah.
about New Japan has seen it. So they're not trying really. It's just out there
Yeah,
to try to find
New
new
Japan
viewers
is
or
like making
people who just like watch
88,000
wrestling. Like if you
viewership,
like
so
New Japan, you
Impact
know
doing
it's
way
gonna
better
happen.
than
Like it's
them.
weeks old shows. Whereas Fusion would at least be a new show, right?
Mhm.
And like Courts had it everywhere. So I mean,
Oh, yeah.
like it seems like it'd be a match that would really make a whole lot of sense. And I don't know. Part of me is like, hey, MLW Impact sounds pretty good as like a
Yeah.
television program. Like I wouldn't hate that if the two things did merge. I think that's something.
Now, look what this guy just said. JD just said MLW Impact. They did not say one thing about making the developmental company, which they should, and they should have. Like I said, they should have. If Impact Wrestling, Anthem that owns Anthem Sports Entertainment owns Impact Wrestling, buys MLW, make it the developmental company. That could be the developmental company of Impact Wrestling, just like WWE, just like NXT is the developmental company of WWE. Have them come on Saturdays and Sundays. You could have them in big arenas too. You know, um, and that's how you need to do. You don't need to put no MLW in that. No, that does not make any sense. And I think the only reason why Anthem Sports Entertainment kept Impact um, name because it used to be called TNA Impact. Look it up. It used to be called TNA Impact Wrestling. They just dropped TNA because of the fallout with the name and everything. But to be honest, Impact is gonna always be TNA. They got the library. I mean, they're not running from the history, but it is what it is. Um, yeah.
Are we at the point where there's too many wrestling products right now?
Yes, and that so I even said it last week, but I think it might have been during Slammiversary. It was like MLW, NWA, and Impact existing are all hurting each other because
Agree.
they're sharing the same talent, they're working the same towns.
And that's true right there. I think all the he said a key point again. Mike said that all the promotions and wrestling companies are sharing the same talent, which is which is true. They need to go back to doing their own thing. I don't think no promotion. I mean, I don't think no promotion should be working together because the scary part is if they work together too much, they may end up buying each other out, and what fun is that? You know, it's all in friendly competition. They don't need to work with each other. I like the fact that they work with each other, but then again, I don't because we need friendly competition. WWE needs to work by themselves. AEW needs to work by themselves. They don't need to work with Impact or no other promotion. They just need to do their own thing. If they want to work with New Japan Pro Wrestling, fine. Um, I mean, Impact works with them. I mean, it's just an indie promotion. Even though they're just an indie promotion and they could get some talent, but to be honest, AEW has a lot of talent, and now they got RH. They don't really need to work with New Japan Pro Wrestling either. Just Impact needs to work with New Japan Pro Wrestling. AEW just need to work with AEW themselves, and WWE has NXT, which is developmental. That's it. It is hurting another promotions. He is right because two of these promotions, major promotions, is working together too much. They need to just be themselves and just do their own thing.
And each time they work those same towns, the audiences get less and less and less. They really should just work together to beef things up and do these super shows and stuff like that. So I don't know if it means just all coming under that Anthem umbrella and creating a new name and merging all the titles or whatever that would look like. But I think there's so much competition from all these independent shows and all these cities that are running that like Impact will go to Chicago, but Warrior Wrestling will probably sell more tickets than Impact. Right.
I agree.
That's the reality of the situation because Warrior Wrestling they have access to all the AEW, New Japan, and Impact talent, and they can do it just willy nilly, and then all they have to do is focus on that local market, and they can sell tickets, and they can just do work once a month. And now Impact's going to go into that town with some of the same talent, and they're not going to get. They might get 75% of the audience of Warrior Wrestling gets, right? So they have competition from obviously AEW, WWE, New Japan, right? But then now they have competition with each other, and then you add on GCW, and then all the independent shows that are in all these towns that they're going into. It's like they're all just going to end up hurting each other. It's weird. So I think those three companies specifically need to figure something out.
Yeah.
Every company wants to be ECW, and they want to be the number 3 that runs behind the big 2 that runs nationally, and that's really difficult, right? So a lot of these places like Defy, like Warrior, like
I know they got all these promotions, but I don't even know half these promotions. You got GCW, Game Chains, and Rest. They just came out of nowhere. And I seen a couple of matches online, and I know one time they was in the ECW arena, and they didn't make it as dark like Impact did. They had a lot more people in the stands, that's for sure. So they might be trying to gun for that third spot since RH is gone. But right now, all those other promotions set aside don't have a major TV deal like WWE, like AEW, like Impact. WWE is number one. AEW is number two. In my eyes, Impact Wrestling is number three because those three promotions can get on TV. The others can't.
I can't think of it off the top of my head now.
Like all these
AIW,
Prestige in Portland, and West Coast Pro Wrestling in
West
San
Coast
Francisco.
Pro. Yeah, all these places that have these little pockets carved out like old school territories, right, are doing very well because they can bring your stars into their town to see their show. Warrior's starting to branch out a little bit. I'd warn them, don't go too far because you shouldn't try to be GCW. You work because you're not GCW. Like, it's a bad idea. And
GC, again, those are indie promotions and not no major promotion. I don't, I don't know about that because unless you have a major TV deal and you can actually get in the eyes of the people, I don't think Impact and AEW and WWE is in any trouble because WWE we know is number one, AEW is number two right now. The number three spot is obviously Impact. They just need to promote themselves like they used to. Anthem Sports Entertainment has the money. They're a billion-dollar company. Impact Wrestling is a billion-dollar company. They need to bring back the six-sided ring. That is what defines Impact Wrestling was that ring. Not nothing else. Not certain. I mean, yeah, they had some top talent, but what defines them, what makes them different, what makes them rare, is that six-sided ring. That I see why Jeff Jarrett um, wanted it in the promotion in the first place because it made them different. It made them a breath of fresh air. People wasn't looking at the same uh, companies. I mean, you got AEW with a square circle. You got WWE with a square circle. Bring back the six-sided ring. let Impact be they self again. Anthem needs to bring that back and put them back in brick arenas. Lighten up the crowd. Change it back from red to blue.
GCW has an advantage. They just run these like super shows every couple of weeks, every month or whatever. They're not working TV, right? They don't have to have like storylines, like legitimate, like episode, like serialized formatted television. So they're playing a different game, and like MLW and Impact and like you said, NWA are trying to do that more old school television professional wrestling model. I agree. I think they cannibalize each other. I think that
He said a key thing. Yeah, Impact Wrestling is trying to I don't think they need to they don't for God's sake, Impact Wrestling, learn from NWA's mistakes. You see where NWA is at. You do not want to be where they are. NWA is at a low point. Yeah, NWA, because of them, TNA Impact was born. And they was using their arenas, but that's at the time when it was, when NWA was at the top of their game. Now, they can't even hit that much viewership. They're going to be the next company going out of business. I do not want to see Impact Wrestling go out of business. I don't want to see 20 years wasted and they go out of business in the next 2 or 3 years because they're stuck in small arenas. They're not promoting themselves well. Anthem Sports Entertainment promote Impact. Like I say, run ads doing Raw, run ads doing NXT, run ads doing AEW, run ads doing SmackDown. You can pay these other companies to run ads, promote yourself, get your name out there, run ads on different TVs, run ads on ESPN is real popular. Run your ads on there. Tell them about Access TV. Most people probably can. Most, like I said before in the last video I did, most people may be getting access and they don't even know it. They're just too lazy to just browse their cable package or whatever. You know, Access TV can get 50 million people in North America can get Access TV. It should Access TV Impact Wrestling on Access TV should be pulling in at least 1 or 2 million people. Too many, 1 million or 2 million viewership in people. No joke. And their YouTube page, it has 4.41 million people. It They definitely should be pouring in at least 1 or 2 million people. I don't expect them to do 3 million, but at least 1 or 2 million people like Raw. And Raw is far more worse than Impact Wrestling. Far more worse, in my view. The storylines is whack. They overkill certain matches. They still doing Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. And I guess when Cody Rhodes comes back from injury in like 9 months or next year, they're gonna still do it. That's overkill. In that match, Impact doesn't have rivalries continue that well they're doing now. I hope that this is the last time that Moose and Sammy Callahan fight in this Ravens house. I think a horror match or whatever the match was. Because I remember that match was real fun back then. I hope this is the last time they fight because if they fight anymore, Impact could be overkill just like WWE. And they don't want to be like WWE. Impact needs to be like themselves. Just make it entertaining and just end it. Don't overkill like Raw, like WWE is doing with Raw, with the Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins.
I think should be some contraction as opposed to expansion.
And that's it. That's my take on what Impact can improve. And once y'all hit that notification bell, like, subscribe.